Culley, when was your bike stolen?
Saturday between like 7:30 and 10:30.
And what were the circumstances surrounding the... Did you leave it out, or was it in the garage?
It was in the garage.
And was the garage door open or
It
shut?
was shut.
And someone opened the door and got it out, and then closed it again?
Right out of it. Actually, they left the door open and the lights on.
When did you come home and discover your bike? Like, tell me the story of your finding that the bike was missing.
Well, me and my friend Michael Savacool, we wanted to go to the skate park and ride around for a bit, so I went to go get my bike and it wasn't there. We looked all around the garage, and then we told my mom, and we all looked everywhere. We called the police, and they asked us some questions. And
was that on Sunday morning or Saturday night?
Sunday.
So you said 7:30 and 10:30 Saturday night. That is when you think it was taken.
It was Saturday, and we discovered it on Sunday.
What was it that? And you looked around. Were you panicked, or how did you feel?
Not that bad actually. It's just like, oh, where's my bike? But yeah, a little panic.
What would you do if you saw someone riding your bike?
I would chase them down.
What would you say?
Could you please get off my bike and not come again?
So do you think someone's gonna return your bike?
I hope. I'm not that sure. I think they're kind of scared from all this coming around.
Do you think maybe that they're not even aware that there's all this hubbub over your bike too?
I bet they probably maybe saw in the paper, but not a whole lot of it.
Yeah. So do you think if you had to pick a day of the year to be get your bike back day, what day would it be?
June 4th.
June 4th? Is that your birthday?
No.
Okay, why June 4th?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. So we could have that day be annual Get Your Bike Back Day. And, maybe we could sort of start a foundation that gets kids' bikes back. Did you have to go talk to the police yourself?
My mom and dad did most of it. I just explained what color was it and the style.
Do you think of the police as your friends? That's good. Do you think more kids should think of their police as their friends?
I should think of them as best friends.
So yeah, you went through all these different steps. You called all these different people that morning on Sunday, and after a while, it finally had to set in that you're not getting your bike back, or at least not soon, if someone. So, who had the idea to write the letter? Was that you or your mom?
It was kind of both of us. Mostly my mom, but yeah, and me too.
So
kind of both.
How did that happen? Like, did you say, tell me the story.
So like when we didn't know what it was after the police, we were just kind of thinking for a while.
Was that Sunday afternoon or so?
Yeah, and my mom, I wanted to like get somewhere like big to try to get, and my mom thought of in the paper, and so we wrote a letter to you when you got in the paper.
So you probably thought about things like posting signs on poles or anything like that, and you thought the paper would be bigger?
Yeah.
Did you consider signs on poles or at the grocery stores and things like that? You know how people put signs in those places?
Huh?
Thought about putting on the skate park.
Yeah, by the skate park, around the skate park, at the skate park.
So then, when you wrote the letter, I guess, did you talk about how you were going to write it? And I mean, do you enjoy writing in school?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things.
What are some of the other things you enjoy about? You like to bike, and you like to write. What else do you like?
Being around with my family and friends.
Do you have any other hobbies? Like, do you like to fish, or do you like to skateboard, or do you...
I really like To wakeboard and surf.
So with biking, and do you take your bike to the skate park and go on the ramps?
Mhm.
So what kind of tricks can you do?
Not that much. I can do it at the BMX track better, but at the BMX track I can like jump in the air, turn my bike way over here, and bring it back up, and then I can do like a 1-footer thing, and
What's a 1-footer? Is that like
you take your foot off and like wiggle it a little bit in the air.
Oh yeah.
And I can do a little bit of a tail whip.
So with the BMX, do you do racing with it?
Yeah.
Tell me how. I didn't ever do BMX when I was a kid. So tell me about that. What's it like?
Like, you mean like what do you do, or?
Yeah, what do you do? Do you have someone that like waves a flag, or how does the?
Well, in the beginning, it starts off the hill, and it goes like you go down the hill a little bit, and there's a gate right there, just a little gate. It's all yellow with little black stripes, and that's where you put your tires.
Okay.
And so you lean against there, but since it's on the gate and it's downhill, you have balance. You can put your feet off the ground. So you put your feet on the pedal and stand up.
Mhm.
And they have like riders already watch the gate, and it goes ding 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 ding, and then drops. And then you start, you do the track, and at the finish line, whoever finishes, let's say there's 4 people.
Yeah.
If you get first, there's 3 races, you can sit out the next one. Or if there's 3 racers and you get first, you have to do all of them.
So then, do you ever scuffle with the other riders as you're turning corners or anything?
A lot.
So what sort of protective gear do you wear?
I wear like a full face helmet. I wear gloves. I wear this special shirt and pants with paddings, and.
Do you have knee pads? I mean elbow pads?
They're kind of built in with the stuff.
The shirt that you wear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's a shirt with padding and a pants with padding. And
Yeah.
Do you ever fall off?
Yeah.
What's the worst accident you've ever had?
It's not that bad, actually. I was just coming in the corner trying to cut a guy off, and I hit this rock and kind of hit out and just went over my handlebars. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, when they go over their handlebars, they don't come off so nice. But
Yeah.
I suppose with all the padding on and everything, and the dirt, it's not such a bad deal. So do you have victories and trophies and things like that? Wow. How many wins have you had?
14, 15,
Wow.
16, somewhere around there.
And how long have you been doing this?
Just like 2 years. But I always, before I went with Josh England, and at the end you can ride the track with other people, and so I always raced with them after.
So you kind of were able to get a little practice that way?
So I did it, and I did it the next year, and then the next year, and.
So you must be good at taking the right angle, or are you just faster than everybody else, or?
Most people, I'm kind of in like the middle,
Okay.
but I'd be smart of where I'm at. I like to cut people off if someone's coming up on me, go in front of them.
Yeah. And then when you're behind, how do you get ahead of them?
Pedal faster.
You pedal faster?
And then pump harder.
Do you ever thought, like, for instance, in race car driving, I know one thing they do is to start turning the corner faster. Like sometimes people will have a corner and so they have to go around it, and sometimes people don't start turning till they're like at the corner, but if you kind of come wide early, you can kind of turn the corner sooner.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yep.
I get high in the berm and come down.
Yeah.
Take it.
So like sometimes the other bikers will wait till they're in the turn to actually do the turn, and then you'll get them that way. What's your what kind of bike did you have again? It was a Haro?
A Pro Race 2008.
And do you know what size of bike you rode? Like, was it It's usually measured in inches or centimeters.
I think it's a 20-inch.
20-inch?
I'm not positive on that. I have that at home.
So I saw that picture of you, and it seemed like you're outgrowing the bike.
Yeah. Well, that was a different bike at that time.
Okay.
But in my other bike, yeah, it was the perfect size for me. The one that somebody stole.
Oh, okay. So you that older bike was when you were younger.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually, he still rides that bike now, but it's getting small for him.
Oh,
I use my black and white one.
What do you think of all this attention?
Okay.
Have you heard much of it?
What do you mean heard much of it?
Well,
probably not.
A lot of your parents have been getting some calls. I've been getting some calls today from people all across. I talked to someone from Georgia who was worried about your bike. A lot of people thought a lot of your letter, and they were really admired at what you did. So, in fact, for a while, have you ever searched for anything on Yahoo? Is this okay that I?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to Yahoo?
Mm-hmm.
And searched for something? And sometimes on Yahoo they'll have a story there. Well, and then it rotates. Like the story will shift through 3 or 4 stories.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for a while, your story was on the main page of Yahoo, so lots of people would see it there. So we've all gotten a lot of attention because of a story that Piper wrote about you.
I didn't realize that. Was that yesterday?
I think that was yesterday, yeah.
I missed it. I was
Yeah.
at work yesterday.
I didn't know it was in the rotation, but some of my reporters told me that it was in the Yahoo rotation. I knew it was on Yahoo, but I had been going to the actual story because Piper sent me a link to it.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't realize, well, gosh, this has 300 some comments. But it's because it was on the main page, and I know several times that when I've gone to Yahoo, I usually go to Google or Bing or something, but I do go to Yahoo sometimes too. And when I go there, it's like sometimes you click on the story because it's more interesting than what you're about to search for. So I bet you a lot of people did that and then read about you, Culley Larson. So how do you like being famous?
Cool.
Yeah. So Culley, what was the reason that you wrote the letter? What's the objective of it?
Of course, get my bike back, and to let all the other people know that there's some people out there who can steal stuff, and for the people who steal or the stealer, to learn the lesson and not to do it again for in the future, to have a better life and know what to do.
Yeah, hopefully if they read the letter, even if they don't give your bike back, they sort of feel bad about what they did,
Mm-hmm.
realize that crime does have consequences and that it really hurts people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anything else you can think of?
What if somebody offers you a bike?
Yeah, what if somebody offers you a bike?
I would say no, and ask them to maybe donate bikes to other people too.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in fact, that's what I told the person from Decatur today who called me. He wanted to buy you a bike. And I talked to him and explained to him your intentions. But then I asked him if I could interview him for my story. And then at the end of the story, I asked him if he was going to buy a bike for another kid down where he lives. He said he would. So he's going to do the right thing.
Everybody counts.
Everybody counts.
And even if one kid gets their bike back, it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Or gets a bike to replace their bike.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Well, thank you for coming in to interview with me today.
Mm-hmm.
So